It's time for class.
Class is in session!
Roll call! Bueller?
I'm gonna be late for class.
Bueller?
Am I hallucinating here? Just what in the hell do you think you're doing?
Late for class.
You are mine now. You belong to me.
Did you study for the test?
No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimblett to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Middle Class Film Class Movie Review Edition. I'm your host for today, Joseph.
I'm Peter.
And I'm Tyler.
And this week, the Wheel of Destiny landed on my pick, Charade.
Yeah. Dig the music.
Yeah, I did too.
Fair warning, this is almost a 4-minute long trailer.
Let's see how much
Do we have to do we have to watch the whole thing or
Well, let's see. Nothing's going on right now. Just a bunch of titles.
yeah.
And now Charade.
Universal Pictures.
A Stanley Donen production.
Jerry Grant.
Gun.
Hepburn.
Why do you think we're going to?
I don't know. How would I know?
Because I already know an awful lot of people, and until one of them dies, I couldn't possibly meet anyone else.
Oh
Well, if
Jesus.
anyone goes on the critical list, let me know.
As you can see, she was in serious trouble.
As you can
But she
see.
still found time to enjoy herself.
Mrs. Lambert. Any morning now, you could wake up dead.
Of course, she never had much
Mrs.
Lambert. How to relax. You see, it all began when he got off the train.
Throw his cold dead body out.
Now there's a relaxed husband.
Oh
Please don't
God.
think I killed him.
I hate my wife.
From then on, her life was one round of enjoyment, entertainment, enchantment.
And that was entertainment.
Wow, that's very entertaining.
What are you doing in here?
I'm having a nervous breakdown.
Her life wasn't always that way. There were times when she
think
was
a lot
in
of people
dire
can
jeopardy. Hasn't it
relate
occurred you
to that
I'm
in
having a
this
tough
day and
time
age?
Keeping my hands off you. Oh, you should see your face.
What's the matter?
It's lovely.
Oh, it's like James Bond.
Yeah.
That's where the name comes from. Charade. Mancini, Henry Mancini, composer of Baby Elephant Walk.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, Charade.
Charade. We're still going. This is the episode, by the way. This is what we're doing. We're just
Yeah.
watching an endless trailer for
Just,
Charade.
yeah, just the endless trailer, yeah.
Man, they really gave away everything back in the day.
They did.
Boss's wife.
We're getting very long character introductions for
Yeah,
a
really.
trailer.
Every character is already fully drawn from the trailer.
You're doing a first-rate job.
They want to make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into. It's not a tease.
It's not a tease. It's the full meal.
Yeah, it's the full meal. It's like an hors d'oeuvre.
We're getting whole scenes played out.
I know. I don't understand.
And Charade, in case you forgot,
Yeah.
what movie is this again?
Charade?
Some sort of like parade.
Oh, Charade.
Charade?
Is it Charade?
Oh, wait. No, then they...
All right, that's enough.
Okay.
I think that was the end anyway.
Yeah, wonderful.
So Charade, a movie that I chose based on just a random letterboxd watch list picker.
But it was on your watch list, though.
Yes, I guess so.
Do you know where it came from?
I guess so.
I know. I was randomly selecting movies to put on my watch list. This is directed by Stanley Donen, who also directed Singing in the Rain, Funny Face, and Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, along with a bunch of other stuff. But that is what he is known for. And then this in 1963. It stars Audrey Hepburn, Cary Grant, Walter Matthau, as we all saw, George Kennedy, James Coburn, Ned Glass, Jacques Marin as the French inspector, Paul Boniface, and then it goes down from there. And Stanley Donen makes an appearance as a man in an elevator. He's a voice, uncredited, but mainly starring main characters being Audrey Hepburn and then Cary Grant. Plot of this movie is that romance in suspense ensue in Paris as a woman is pursued by several men who want a fortune her murdered husband had stolen, and whom can she trust? While she's on vacation in France. Well, she lives in France.
But she's on a separate
But she's
vacation
on a,
somewhere
she's
else in
in
France.
the Alps, the French Alps or
Yeah.
something. And her husband dies mysteriously. And
Who she was going to leave.
Yeah, she was going to, in the middle of a divorce anyway. And then apparently he left a big fortune that these other 3 dudes want. They want to claim it.
Right.
Want that money.
And they think that she has it. And this is a total blind spot. Completely. I never heard of this movie before I put it on the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And but here we are. We all watched it. Have you guys ever seen this movie before?
No, I didn't know the plot synopsis of it whatsoever. I heard the name. I didn't know anything about it except for that it's a kind of a classic movie.
I had never heard of this movie before. I haven't even really watched Audrey Hepburn's work as well. So this was my first time watching a film with her starring in it.
Yeah, the only other movie I've seen with her in it is Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Oh yeah, I did see that one, but that was so long ago. I might as well have said I haven't seen it.
But his era of movie is a little bit foreign to me. I mean, I've seen Singing in the Rain plenty of times because Deanna really likes that movie. But and that's a musical, so it's very.
Do you like that one? I've heard it's one of the ones that really holds up.
Singing in the Rain? It's it's pretty funny. It's a very funny movie.
It's been on my watch list forever.
Yeah, it's good. And so same director, and this movie is very much a comedy mystery movie. That's how I would describe it.
Yeah.
But let's get into some of our initial thoughts, since none of us have seen this before. Pete?
Nope.
What
Okay,
did you think?
So Charade, 1963. First off, I thought we were going to get copyright stricken from that long ass trailer.
Yeah.
Turns out it's not going to happen because this is a public domain movie.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, based off of a printing error when they did a press release that the movie was not ever written copyright 1963 MGM or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
They omitted the C with the circle on it. They omitted the copyright. So it's literally public domain. We could do whatever we want
That's
with it.
crazy.
We could watch the whole movie on YouTube.
Let's just put it. Can we put it in the bottom corner? Can we download it real quick?
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So how do I like this movie? I got middle of the road, kind of. I think there's some stuff on it that I enjoyed, like the whodunit aspect, the kind of back and forth aspect. I think the threat was real with the killers. They're not really killers, but they're like former soldiers.
Yeah.
And I felt her fear felt real to me. You know, when the guy comes in with the hook for the hand and he's like, give me that money, Reggie.
The guy from Naked Gun.
Yeah, exactly. and she screams and the hook comes through the door. I'm like, yeah, that guy was going to hook her head.
Yeah, I like
Gonna
that.
hook her.
Yeah.
She's going to get hooked, baby.
I like that scene too.
But I mean, her acting was believable and the threat of all those guys was real. I liked the reveal of who it ends up being. And I probably could have done without 2 or 3 of the reveals of Cary Grant's character.
Oh, the names, like the aliases.
Yeah. I mean, part of it was kind of funny, but I was like, at the end, I'm like, okay,
Who are you?
which is it, buddy?
But that's the whole point, is the frustration of not knowing.
Sure, but she doesn't seem that frustrated. What'd you say, marriage? Marriage certificate? Oh my gosh, I would die. I would love to marry you. Oh, by the way, your husband just died.
No, she didn't like him very much.
I know.
I was going to divorce him.
Yeah, it's like, I'm already gonna. I mean, but
There's
then
a bunch
again,
of mentions of divorce in this film.
but again, this is 1963, so she of the time you get divorced and then probably immediately remarry. What is she going to do? She's a frail woman who can't take care of herself.
Frail.
I'm just talking from the parlance of that time. You know.
Yeah.
So
She's a petite.
yeah, she's a sought after young wide-eyed doe, and her one husband died. And what are you going to do with yourself, oh dear? Oh, just marry me. There is no Mrs. whatever his actual last name is. It's just my mom. My mom.
Oh yeah. I would have been better if he was married. I think it would have been, a better ending.
He was.
I was really hoping that it was. No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was at the end.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't.
Yes, he said he.
He said, yes, there is a Mrs. Whatever. It's her name. It's my mom. She lives in Detroit.
I missed that part. Okay.
Yeah. You were too busy cleaning up your schmutz
Yeah.
off.
You
or whatever it is that you were doing before that made you 30 minutes late again today.
Okay, we're not going to get into that.
Just once, I would love to see you be on time.
Okay.
Would you agree? Would you like to see yourself on time too?
I'm on time most of the time.
That's not true.
It's absolutely
Joseph, what were the last 3 weeks? Was Joseph with Tyler on time? From the time you took your break, we had a whole
break.
Yeah, you were gone for a week at the dump.
Oh yeah, your dump.
You came back 30 minutes late, knocked the light off of the shelf over there.
Yeah, you're trying to destroy our set.
In your intro. And
I'm like the Incredible Hulk.
this week,
I
Tyler
wouldn't go that far.
Tyler texts us and just says, "Hey guys, sorry, gonna be late again. ... Got some stuff to take care of. Winky face." We're like, what is the smirk? What does the winky face mean? I think you know what I mean.
Shut up.
We're like, oh, come on. All right. Anyways, Charade. Not as funny as I feel like it could have been for a movie that's marketed as a comedy. Again, I think that chalk it up to this 1960s sensibility and that kind of tongue-in-cheek elbowing the guy next to you sort of comedy. Isn't this funny?
Yeah.
Maybe a lot of it's just me. I don't really particularly find a lot of that stuff too funny and too charming.
Yeah.
Audrey Hepburn is an absolute vision, gorgeous in every sense of the word. And I think her timing for that era she does pretty well. All the side characters make this probably bring in the most amount of fun to it. And ultimately, not mad that I watched it, but I doubt I'll ever revisit it again.
Cool. Tyler, what did you think? Oh, here we go again.
What? Wait, what's that?
This bit again.
Oh, hello. Come along, won't you? As Tyler reads his own Letterboxd reviews. This is me, myself, and Tyler.
In Tyler.
Yes, well, thank you for that introduction. I did write a review on Letterboxd for Charade.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
I was doing a spin on it.
Very good.
I was doing my own putting my own little spin
little
on
thing,
it.
you know.
Yeah, just trying something different.
While the movie started out strong, I felt myself losing interest quickly. The twists were well executed, and when the twist would happen, I would perk up. I think Audrey is a dream, and I can see how people would swoon over her. Very charismatic, but I thought to myself, as for the character of Reggie, when did she have the time to do all that makeup? I feel like she would look disheveled based on her circumstances. I think this movie was a good mystery movie, and I like the xylophone and the music, and the beginning of the movie bleeds 60s aesthetic. Mm-hmm. Overall, it's a movie I don't think I would watch again, but I do appreciate it. However, the ending sucked. End of report. Grade B.
The ending sucked.
Yeah, I didn't like the ending.
What'd you not like about it?
Well, it's just like the guy gets the girl sort of thing. Like I don't like that.
It's 1963.
Yeah, I know. I it's not lost on me that I understand that was like the standard for movies like that. But
Sure.
I think Audrey Hepburn did a really great job as, I wouldn't say damsel in distress, but more so being thrown into this shitstorm that she had no idea like what was going on. I found it really hilarious that she keeps like divorce it was like very like prevalent like in conversation. She's like, oh, I was gonna get a divorce from him. Oh, do you have a Mrs. So-and-so? Yeah, no, we're divorced. Like it was just like it was like it felt like a running gag that I found hilarious. And when I was going into this movie, like reading like the plot synopsis and stuff like that, I was thinking, I didn't know it was marketed as a comedy. I thought it was just going to be like a mystery thriller film. And so I was very like surprised in a good way when I would see these jokes, like the guy with the hook hand and like some of the quips that the side characters would make, and just like the over exaggerated French accents. Like it was really funny. I think for myself, after I watched this movie, yeah, I mean, I thought it was just like you said, Pete, like middle of the ground. It was just okay. It was all right. It was all right. It wasn't groundbreaking, but I think if I have to say anything about it, it would be Audrey Hepburn. Like I want to check out more of Hepburn's work because she was good in this movie. And I think it was a very well directed movie. It's kind of weird watching classic movies like this because the cadence of acting has changed so significantly.
Yeah.
Since like from our modern day acting, it's so much more dramatic, and then this feels very
lighthearted.
choreographed, I guess would be. Like it feels. I don't want to say like a play, but more so it just like this. There is someone saying this is how you make a movie, and this is the standard, like Mike Tomlin would say. So, yeah, it was okay. It was okay. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was okay, and I'm glad I watched it.
Okay. Yeah, I've never seen this before, never heard it before. Obviously, we all know who Audrey Hepburn is. I didn't know it was a comedy either going into this, so I was like the same. I was like surprised at the jokes, and I found it pretty funny. Like I found it like there were moments that were more funny than other ones. They're like the nervous breakdown is pretty hilarious.
That's good.
Yeah.
The running joke of the inspector, like another man killed in his pajamas, huh? What is going on here? There was like the divorce thing. That was the pajamas thing was a running gag, and then the divorce thing was kind of like his shtick every time a new identity was peeled away.
Yeah.
Who are you now? Oh, I'm this. Is Mr. Whoever married? Like, we're divorced. So that was like, there was like, they had like series of running gags. It felt like throughout the movie. I think Audrey Hepburn was the best part of the whole thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Followed
with that.
followed by Cary Grant, and then the rest of the crew. I think I don't watch movies of this, I guess, genre often. Some Like It Hot is a really good comedy.
Genre or era?
Is a really good. What did I say?
Genre.
It's a
You
really
don't, you don't like watch movies of this genre very much.
of this genre, which is like old comedy,
Classic comedy. Okay, cool.
But Some Like It Hot is a really good version, I guess, of that type of decade of movie. And this one was pretty entertaining. I think it probably could have been a little bit shorter.
Yeah, it was a little long.
But I could see myself watching this again with somebody else, not on my own, just like on my own. If I'm home alone, I probably wouldn't put this on by myself. But if I was with somebody, I would definitely watch this if they like suggested it or something.
What are you doing tonight, Joseph?
I would easily recommend this to other people. As far as the old comedies, if for some reason we're talking about old comedies, have you ever heard of this movie, Charade? It's got Audrey Hepburn in it.
I'm glad I can now speak about it, at least.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I think I think it was pretty well put together. I think it was pretty well written. I think the sort of quippy, clever dialogue was like of the time, but I think it sort of still holds up for the most part. Just like putting yourself in that mindset, I guess, of watching this type of movie. Mm-hmm. I wasn't like laughing out loud funny, but I definitely found it pretty funny. But yeah, it was very enjoyable, very entertaining. I liked the mystery aspect of it. I liked the reveals of everything. I liked sort of being like, I'm not this guy. I'm this guy. No, I'm not that guy either. I'm this guy. Yeah. I like that because you're really not sure who this guy is. And then they do a good job of, he is the whole time. You think that he is going to be Cary Grant's character is the one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they do a good job of subverting that whole thing. Cause
right
like
into the very end.
At one point I'm like, it's him. But then I'm like, oh, maybe it's not him. Oh, maybe it's him again.
Yeah.
And then until the very last like shootout scene where she's just caught in the middle, is it revealed? But yeah, I think probably one of the worst rooftop fight scenes that I've ever seen. But
he didn't even get electrocuted when he put his hook in the.
I was thinking about that too. I thought it was
right there.
It would have been a good reveal if he had both hands and he was just using them. I thought that's what it was going to come because I was like, you see, they open the briefcase and his hook is in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he didn't need a hook at all.
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought the gold was going to be in the hook box.
Oh,
they open it up and they're like, it's just whatever his name is spare.
It's also interesting the way that they. Because you're thinking like it's a briefcase full of money.
Yeah.
Right. But then that reveal is, it's just like these vintage stamps.
Just a weird thing.
It's just a weird thing, but I guess that's
weird.
It's pretty unique. I think this stamp is worth $100,000. I'm like, printed in 1850. How do you value a stamp like that?
I don't know. I mean, well, I guess a stamp expert.
Excuse me.
I'm the
Because
stamp
that-
expert.
That was
Antiques Roadshow, here I come.
I mean that was the most that I would say that was probably the most surprising twist in the movie for myself is that
Finding out what the value was.
what the value of the money.
It must
like,
be based on actual values of stamps. I feel like, I don't know if they could just pull that out of
I don't know,
nothing.
maybe so. But
like coin collecting. It's just stamp collecting.
Because in the beginning of the movie, you're led to believe that it's just like a pile of cash because she goes to her mansion that's been ransacked and everything has been sold.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy says, yeah, no, everything was sold for $250,000, which is kind of crazy to think about because that's not a lot of money.
Well, back then it was.
Do you know what the actual inflation is on it?
No.
I looked it up.
What is it?
It's about 2.5 million.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
Also, could you think that you could sell the stuff in your house now for $250,000 worth?
Like my assets?
Yeah.
No.
Take your parents' stuff, take away all the fancy wine that they drink. Out of that, you think that even a nice household, filled and lived in by your billionaire parents,
Oh, yeah.
you think that they would still get 2.5 million or 250,000 even out of it?
I think they could probably get at least like 4 figures, but
Like 100,000?
Like $1,000.
yeah, no,
4 figures?
No, I said 4 figures. Yeah, maybe like 85,000.
4 figures. That's
4
1,000.
figures is 1,000 and
Yeah,
up.
I know.
It's under 10,000.
I'm aware of that. Yes.
So under 10 grand?
Not under. No, 4. Okay, so 5 figures then. So $85,000.
Less than 100,000.
Yeah, less than 100,000.
8,500.
But if we were talking about my assets, I'd probably get $150, maybe.
It's a good joke.
I'll give you $85 for everything you own right now, Tyler.
I'll give you 50.
I'll give you less.
Done and done.
You could be walking out of here with $50.
Yeah.
Yeah, but $2.5 million to sell all your stuff and get $2.5 million.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Impressive.
So I didn't really consider the inflation.
What an
of it.
interesting conversation. If someone came up to you and offered you
Everything in his house,
everything in your house, not the house, everything in the house,
including
million.
Brianna.
for including Sam.
Technically, pets are property, so that would be included with it. I'd say no because I couldn't get rid of my little guy.
500 grand.
No,
1 million.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't get rid of Sam.
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
minus
okay.
Sam.
My Sam? Yeah, I don't know.
What would be the
$1 million?
minimum?
I don't know. I mean, this gets into the sucking dick conversation. You know, what's the least amount of money you would take to blow a guy?
Well, I didn't go that far. I just get rid of your stuff. We're just talking about sucking dicks.
Okay, I will give away all my stuff and suck 2 dicks for $1 million.
Wait, no one said anything
A
about
million's not going to
Oh, I thought that was part of the contingency. Okay, deal's off then.
deals off. I'm sorry, you signed with your blood.
I don't know. I don't think my stuff's worth $1 million. I could
It doesn't matter if it's worth it or not.
Yeah, I'd take $1 million.
Okay.
2.5 million, even more, even better.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
You think you could replenish everything in here for $1 million?
Yeah, I could live the rest of my life for $2.5 million.
But the fact of the matter is like you're led to believe that it's like a briefcase full of money, like just like cold hard cash.
Hard cash.
Right. Thank you. And then
now I'm really depressed.
and then there's the story that revealed that her dead husband and his crew were transporting gold bars, like Nazi gold, and they stole it and buried it somewhere. And so
Like
now,
Sisu.
and so now, like when you get to the scene where she's talking to that annoying ass kid,
Oh, that kid. His voice. His voice
was
did not
something-
match his body.
it was something about him I just wanted to strangle.
Yeah.
He's over there.
They do a lot of dubbing back then too.
But you know what? I thought
Like
it was
Mickey Mouse.
I thought it was a really interesting take for Reggie to ask the kid, like while they're in the bedroom, like, where would you hide something? I thought, and and they foreshadow it to, well, in the garden, because at the end that's where they find that's like where they're led to at the end, and so
that kid kind of reminded me of the kid from Baby Driver.
Kid.
Kevin Spacey's character's son. Goes to the post office with him. Kind of little, kind of chubby little shithead.
Oh, yeah.
Except for that kid was actually helpful.
and so what and then it just like this movie, like really for me, it was just always leading me into a direction that wasn't correct, because there's this, so like the scene where she goes on top of the what would you call it? Not a vanity. What is it?
Armoire?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like a
cupboard.
a wardrobe.
Yeah, a wardrobe. Yes, a wardrobe. She goes up on the wardrobe and she's acting like it's heavy, and then like it does like a hard cut, and so you're thinking, because of the story of the gold bars, you're thinking, oh, the gold bars are in that suitcase, and then once everyone comes back after searching the rooms, they go and they take the briefcase out and they open it up, and it's like the hook thing. And so for me, I was thinking, oh, she hid those gold bars. Like she hid them somewhere so she can take them. And so
I never once thought that she knew where any of it was.
Yeah.
I know the whole time they're like, she knows where the money is.
It was that scene that made me think that. Leading up to that scene, I thought she was completely ignorant about this money because she didn't even know who her husband was, essentially. So I really like that they play on your emotions because you think, well, maybe she does know like maybe she is in on it. I don't know. That's just what I thought.
This movie was listed as the 500. It's on the 500 movies the top 100 funniest American movies ever made list.
I wouldn't put it on the top.
Yeah, I think it's just.
Well, what else is on there? And where does
Tropic Thunder?
Where does it sit on the list?
MacGruber.
MacGruber's on there. Yes. I
think you just made that up.
Yeah. It says it's included among the American Film Institute's 2000 list of the 500 movies nominated for the top 100. So, okay, it didn't make the top 100. It's in the top 500.
Oh, okay.
Of AFI's list of the funniest movies of all time, American movies. So it's in the top 500.
I mean, it's funny. Like it's a funny movie. It's just I mean,
I think the sensibility. It's hard to transfer the sensibilities of that era to this era.
Right.
Sometimes comedy doesn't always translate in general.
Yeah.
Even today, but
yeah, I think yeah, exactly, and that kind of brings me to a point of like how different movies were back then than they are now. So like our flavor of comedy like is definitely different. I can understand like how this movie is funny, and I did laugh out loud at some points. Like it was funny.
Couple of other interesting things. The little kid was dubbed over by a woman.
What?
As a French actress dubbed over him. And then in the real life, Audrey Hepburn was good friends with Givenchy, the designer, the actual designer. And in all of her outfits in this movie are Givenchy.
Yeah, she had some dynamite outfits.
5 coats, 4 dresses, 3 different hats, all designed by Givenchy.
Yeah, I mean, like that funeral scene, she looked like she
I hope
was
I have
hot.
that many people at my funeral when that day comes.
2,
7, 5 people or whatever, the killers and then the 2 people.
Yeah, no, I mean,
You okay?
Stop it.
That's my favorite Tyler laugh. You sound like you're an evil witch or something.
But no, I really like the funeral scene as well. Like that was like really slapstick comedy. Everyone just kept walking in.
Kind of reminded me of a Clue in a way.
The movie?
Yeah. Clue the movie.
Yeah.
No, I know the whole movie reminded you of Clue.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Kind of the same energy. And I mean, all the different killers have their own interesting personality, and they're all a little bit weird, just like all the participants at the dinner party are all a little interesting with their own weird personalities.
Who directed, like, what was that, Knife Party or no?
Knives Out.
Knives Out.
I was going to say, this
Ryan
was
Johnson.
like 1960s Knives Out.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just not as, obviously, as layered as Knives Out.
Yeah,
Not as snappier.
but
produced.
that's what it reminded me of. I was thinking maybe Ryan Johnson took some inspiration from this movie.
It's weird after watching the movie. It doesn't feel like something like, oh, this is one of the greats. But this is on the top 4 IMDb. You know how on IMDb it shows you like the 4 movies these actors known for when you click on their name?
Yeah.
James Coburn, it's in his top 4. It's not for Walter Matthau. It's not for George Burns, but it also is for Cary Grant and for Audrey Hepburn.
Oh, wow.
So she's got Roman Holiday, My Fair Lady, Breakfast at Tiffany's, and Charade.
And this is also Stanley Donen's. It's on his note for, and he's directed 32 movies. And this is his. It's got a 7.8 out of 10 on IMDb.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad movie. It's just if someone's regarding it as a classic movie,
I think it kind of is regarded as a classic comedy.
Yeah, no, but I would argue that. Yeah, I mean, in the technical terms, it's a classic movie. But as far as being a great, I mean,
No, it's a classic, not great.
I thought he said great classic movie, not just
Yeah, one of the greats.
Yeah, I don't agree with that nomenclature.
I don't think he's saying that.
I think some people are, but I'm not.
Okay. Well, yeah, we're in agreement then. But yeah, I
can't even say what is one of the greats because I haven't seen
a lot of the other ones.
All of the other ones.
Yeah,
I've seen Singing in the Rain. That one's pretty funny.
I saw
that one's more outright funny though. Like it's not a mystery movie. It's like a musical comedy.
Really? I don't know. I can't recall like any classic comedies that I've seen.
Some Like It Hot.
Some Like It Hot.
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen Some Like It Hot.
Really
I've heard really good things about it, but I haven't
The
seen
Apartment, really, really good. That one's fantastic. I watched last year, I think, Irma La Douce, and that's also set in France, and it's another Jack Lemmon movie. I feel like Jack Lemmon is probably one of the funniest people of that era, maybe ever. He's really good. Yeah, his physical comedy and his just facial features and his likability is off the charts.
Yeah.
I wish Cary Grant was played by Jack Lemmon, now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I thought Cary Grant, he was
a little old. Probably for this role.
Yeah.
That's what I was that's exactly where my
makes sense for the age of the assassins, but she was 34, I think. Something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, he was in his 60s when he made this movie.
Yeah. So it was the age difference was a little
Got
jarring.
these old men fighting on the roof.
the funny thing too is that Cary Grant was always this like romantic leading man, and his prior movies had him paired up with even younger women. Like,
oh, really?
Audrey Hepburn was considered old for him at that time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, really wild.
She looks very young.
Yeah.
Very young.
Yeah. I think this is a movie that is probably a perfect blend of comedy and mystery as far as like comedy mystery movies go.
Sure.
Because that is a niche genre.
It's a good mix.
Niche subgenre. Mm-hmm. There was a top 100 for that type of, this would probably be on the list.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Along with Knives Out and maybe Knives Out 2.
Glass Onion.
But yeah, it's like, it's weird because I was finding it funny. Like it wasn't too many jokes where I was like, oh, that was lame or something. Like the attempts at humor, I think most of the time were
landed for you,
like succeeded.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's how I felt as well. As I thought like it was a perfect balance of humor and mystery. It wasn't ham-fisted like in one category or the other.
I think the mystery part of the story carries the whole thing.
Sure,
but then the comedy is just like a nice little sprinkle on top of the mystery of the story.
Yeah, I completely agree with that assessment. It's just
I want to watch more James Coburn stuff. That guy looks menacing.
Yeah,
he kind of looks like that one actor who he's in MacGruber. He plays like the general or something.
Oh, Stacy Keach?
Is that him? I don't know. He's this older guy, kind of has an interesting look. Kind of looks like James Coburn. I can't think of anything else that he's been in, but you've definitely seen him in other stuff.
You know what it was?
Powers Booth.
Yes, Powers Booth.
You know what I was thinking?
I was get him, Stacy Keach, and Brian Denny mixed up. The three of those guys. Big, menacing sort of guys.
You know what I was thinking, though? Like, for people who are amputees, when they watch this movie, because usually amputees, like, they have a, like, functional appendage or a prosthetic.
Okay.
This guy, he just had a claw.
That's functional.
Yeah.
It can spread.
Oh, I didn't see. I didn't
see a clamp.
Because I thought I saw, because when he was holding the gun, I thought he had to force his hand. He had to do some weird thing to get his hand, and then he does this. Like,
it was like Inspector Gadget.
And so, like, I was like thinking,
go Gadget hook.
We should review that with Matthew Broderick. We should watch that movie, Inspector Gadget.
I thought it was French Stewart.
No, it's Matthew Broderick. Yeah, no.
Maybe French Stewart did the sequel.
Is there a sequel?
Yeah, there is.
Go
but
Go
I think-
Gadget?
I think Broderick is.
What a weird movie.
Yeah, that was weird. It's like a fever dream almost.
It's like
never seen
it's
it.
like RoboCop, but
For kids.
For kids, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let's see.
His whole inner workings is just machine.
Inspector Gadget 1999, Matthew Broderick, Rupert Everett. Inspector Gadget 2, 2003, French Stewart and Elaine Hedrick.
French
okay,
Stewart, huh?
all right. Yeah. What do you guys think? Do you think this movie could be remade?
Sure, I think it'd be a great remake.
Okay, I mean because
don't know, yeah.
I think
Why not?
I think
Well,
Audrey
actually-
Hepburn. I think Audrey Hepburn's shoes is like big. That's a big fill.
Possibly, yeah. I would. Her character, though, I don't think would require like
A retooling.
it's not like her is an iconic role for Audrey Hepburn.
Sure.
Right.
I don't know what like Breakfast at Tiffany's is the only thing that comes to mind as like
Roman Holiday, too.
as another iconic role, but I feel like I watched Confess Fletch like a few weeks ago, and I've seen parts of the original Fletch because my parents liked it. And Confess Fletch was really good.
I like Confess Fletch.
It was really funny. And that movie, I mean, was made in like the 70s, the original. But the comedy in Confess Fletch is like works really well for our modern day, I guess.
Yeah.
And John Hamm was really good.
He's
He's super funny.
very good in that.
His delivery in that was really good. So I feel like the he's doing that interview and she doesn't know how to pronounce a word.
I can't remember.
God damn it. Anyway, but yeah, I feel like in the same vein as that, like the Fletch remake, I guess, or reboot, I feel like they could do this, like a modernized version of this.
Well, so I was thinking because Suspiria,
Bespoke.
Yeah. He
Suspiria,
bespake to me.
So the original Suspiria is very much different from the modern one that we got. And so what I was thinking that we get a serious charade.
Oh, like a not funny?
Like not funny at all.
Just
like,
all mystery?
Just all mystery. And you know what, like maybe tweak the story a
David
little bit
Fincher
too.
directs Charade.
You know what, that is not a bad idea.
Isn't he remaking a movie? His new movie? Is
Fincher?
Yeah. He's doing a remake of a movie, I thought.
I don't know. I can't say for
Anyway.
sure. But yeah, I was thinking after, like, during watching this movie, I was thinking, you know what, this could be like a Suspiria remake. That would be a very interesting take on the story.
Chinatown.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But then you lose the charm of the comedy.
well, I mean, you still have the original one. I'm just saying, like, the story is strong enough for it to be without the comedy. Like, the story is strong enough to carry over into something a little bit more serious. I mean, that's just what I was thinking. I whether or not it could be executed, I think it could be worth the shot given like the time to work on it.
Ultimately, this movie just made me want to watch North by Northwest. It's another blind spot for me. Cary Grant and Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah.
Wanted to watch that. That popped up as like a, hey, if you like this, you might like this one. I'm like, I kind of wish I watched that.
Apparently, the nature of the screenplay before it was made, people thought it was going to be a Hitchcock movie.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
I can see that too. I can see some Hitchcockness.
Easy there.
I'm very happy about that.
I don't know.
Hitchcockness.
I could see, because there is some scenes that are like very reminiscent of a Hitchcock. What?
Due to the suspense, the presence of Cary Grant, the structure of the screenplay, and the frequent plot twists, many people believe this was an Alfred Hitchcock film. Hitchcock was not involved in the making of the film at all. This confusion has prompted fans of the film to call it the best Hitchcock film Hitchcock never made.
Wow. Okay. It's weird.
I mean, if you look at some of the scenes, they're very reminiscent of his work. So I could understand
A woman in distress and
and just
Cary Grant.
and then just some of the shots too. Like Hitchcock likes to do the like side profile of characters, and there was a couple of scenes like that, which reminded me of his work.
Yeah, the whole like chase scene between Cary Grant and Audrey Hepburn, I mean, it's all because you think
the foot chase.
Yeah,
Yeah.
At that point, you think, oh, he's the one, right? Or he's the one that's after her. 'Cause
Right.
He even is making himself look
Suspicious.
Yeah.
suspicious. Like he looks mad.
Yeah,
while he's chasing her.
Yeah,
And
he's not doing himself any favors.
There's some things that I feel like you could have explained a little better. I mean, like to like not be so seem like you're the
so
one.
opaque about it. Come on.
I do like his reveal though that he is the treasurer of the department. He is that guy. He is him.
Yeah, I actually laughed out loud about that. I was like, "Oh my god!"
I can't. I gotta walk away. I can't see this amount of money get just handed back to the government. Or handed
And
to
it
the
was just
government.
stamps. It was just stamps. It wasn't cash. It wasn't gold bars. It was just like three or four stamps.
The stamp collector reminded me of the key maker in the,
Oh, the
in the
Matrix?
Matrix. He's like, oh, I don't want. No, just having it, just holding it was good enough for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. That's what she said.
Okay.
Very nice.
But yeah,
You satisfied now? You got your charade fix? Got your checked it off the list?
that I didn't even know it was on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got nothing else to say. Right?
Yeah, no, I think we said.
Oh my God. What?
Me, the entire movie.
I think the guy was a little bit too old though for Audrey Hepburn. Like that distracted me a little bit.
Yeah.
It was a little bit distracting, but other than that, I think everyone did they did an A job.
They did a job?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they did a job. And so I'm thinking from the point of perspective of movie executives, they they watch the movie before it's released and they're just like, that is a movie that is going to make us money. And then they have
certainly a movie.
They have the cigars and they're just like, yeah, it's that Audrey Hepburn. Have her come into my office.
Too bad it's public domain. So they just got ripped off and free screenings all over the place.
I can imagine they're just like banging their fists on the desk. They're like, what?
You're telling me it?
Some nerd didn't put a C on this.
That people have access to it? Oh, I mean, it's the 60s. No one's going to have any access to it in the future at all.
Yeah. People are torrenting it in 1973.
Yeah. All right, let's then do some, I guess, final thoughts and grades on Charade. Pete.
I'm going to say probably like a C plus, B minus, somewhere around there. Yeah, probably like a C plus. It didn't grab me too much. There was a lot of individual scenes that I liked, and there were some good, funny moments. But I think a lot of what makes like a really strong comedy sometimes is, letting some of the jokes breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like rapid fire, one after the other. And a lot of the comedy kind of derived from these people playing a very clever character, which I didn't buy a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I think Hepburn's, her delivery was just fine, but it would like immediately step on it with the next kind of back. Everybody's so quippy. They're so clever, so quippy. And in that part, I didn't really loved the cast of characters, the supporting characters, all the killers were really great. But overall, pretty mid for that era for me. Doesn't hold up with the greats, in my opinion. But again, I haven't been exposed to a lot of the greats.
Yeah.
And it is admittedly an era that I just don't really connect with. So C plus for me.
All right.
Tyler.
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you, Pete. I am going to give this a C plus as well. I think there is a little bit more to be desired. And I think to go on to your point is that Hepburn's acting was definitely stepped on with the quippy, clever jokes that were rapid firing. And it's a shame because I actually thought she was really, really well in this movie.
She was really well.
Well, or okay, good. I don't know. What adjective do you want me to use?
She was good. She did well.
Yes.
Use your brain.
Thank you. I will. But yeah, I mean, I'm not disappointed that I watched this movie. I wasn't.
Spit it out.
Come on, Tyler. Say what you want to say. Just say your piece.
I wasn't distracted or anything while watching this movie because sometimes when I watch a movie that I don't like, I'll get distracted.
So you didn't like it?
Well, I wasn't. No, that's what I'm saying. I wasn't distracted throughout this movie.
Oh, okay. So you did like it?
I did like it. I did, but I don't think it's. I think it's just okay. It's just okay, and that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. So yeah, C plus.
I like how you're telling yourself that's fine.
I'm telling
okay,
you
it's
guys.
okay,
I'm
and
not
that's fine.
telling. I'm not telling myself. I'm telling you and the classmates. Yeah,
Take a
it's fi-
stance,
it's-
boy.
it's
Take a stance.
I said it's okay. It's fine. C plus.
Okay.
But I liked it.
I did.
I really liked it. Great movie.
I did
C+.
not. I did not say really great.
Audrey
movie.
Hepburn, fantastic.
Oh
C++.
well, she's a vision. That's for sure.
That's true.
Okay, I'll probably give this like an A minus.
Wow.
Ooh, very good.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty adequately paced in terms of comedy. I didn't feel like they were
A minus.
I didn't feel like they were stepping on each other's jokes or like jokes were lost or just like I just heard a joke. I don't need one immediately right after. Mm-hmm. Her dialogue in the beginning with like it reminded me of like Juno a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
But better.
Hate Juno.
Wait, you do? I never knew that.
Don't like it. No.
Oh wow.
But less I'm quirky, more just I'm witty.
Right.
That's kind of what I got out of her. Is that?
Yeah.
But I didn't get that at all. Juno is a little bit more insufferable, but
I didn't know you guys didn't like Juno.
the character of Juno.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The character. Oh, I thought you meant the movie as a
Movie's
whole.
fine.
Audrey Hepburn, I think it works better because it's a little bit more watered down and subtle compared to that, where in Juno, she's like, I'm funny.
Right.
Whereas I feel like Audrey Hepburn's Reggie's character is a little bit more grounded, a little bit more realistic, even though the dialogue, they're written that way specifically. I think Cary Grant was probably not the worst part, but there was definitely some moments where it felt like lacking in performance.
I agree with that.
But yeah, Audrey Hepburn carried it, and the mystery part of the whole thing carried it. I would definitely recommend this. I can't say if I would put it on. It's not like anywhere near like top 5 comedies or anything like that, but
Sure.
it's definitely a good comedy of the 60s. But yeah,
Cool. That's it then. Charade, huh?
that was Charade. Let's move on to the wheel.
1 wheel, 8 slots, 3 hosts. This is the Wheel of Destiny.
All right. Charade is off the wheel. That means, Joseph, you have another pick to select for the wheel. What are you going to put?
All right, let's go to my handy dandy letterbox watch list picker.
Oh, yeah.
And let's see here.
Watchlistpicker.com. Is that what it's called?
Watchlistpicker.com.
Sponsored by Cameo.
Let me enter my username first. I'm going to do that.
You don't even have to log in or anything. It just
No.
finds your information. I feel like that's an invasion of privacy.
Yes.
I don't like people to know my watch list.
Notting Hill.
Oh, I've heard about this one before.
Is that Hugh Grant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hugh Grant. I was about to say Sandra Bullock. Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
Julia Roberts.
This is a 90s rom-com, I believe.
Oh, Joseph.
I just explained. It's not me picking it.
I didn't pick this, even though it's on my watch list.
Yeah, I didn't pick it, though. Can the most famous film star in the world fall for the man on the street is the tagline for this movie.
Oh, I didn't know that's what it was about.
My fantasy.
I thought it was about some sort of a hill.
I think it's placed or
It's set there.
it's set there. Yeah.
Placed there, set there.
Formed there.
Formed there.
Dropped.
Hills
60
are naturally occurring.
65 million years ago.
Okay, so for the new listeners and new viewers, we have the Wheel of Destiny right here. We got 8 movies on it, and those are Notting Hill from Joseph, A Very Long Engagement from Binge Lord Dan, Patreon member, Fern Gully from Patreon member Mackenzie, Good Will Hunting from Pete, the Brave Little Toaster from Pete, Mr. and Mrs. Smith from Tyler, and American History X from Tyler. Oh yeah, and then of course Oppenheimer from Joseph.
Yes.
So let's give this a spin.
Will it be this week, Tyler?
I don't know.
Is it gonna be?
I don't know.
Is it gonna be this week?
Probably
Tyler's
not.
been on a drought, like a 3-month drought.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh, and it continues. It continues.
Good Will Hunting. Tyler, do you want to spin this next week? Maybe you can have some of your juice can rub off on it.
Yeah, maybe I can put my essence on that wheel.
All right. Good Will Hunting. Let's see if it's streaming anywhere. Hunting.
I think it's on HBO Max.
It's got to be because Javier just did a streaming pick for it. Let's see here.
Oh, what is that?
What's that? You smell some? Yeah, it is on Max. It is on Max.
Max.
It's Matt Damon's ego project.
I guess.
Isn't
Like,
it?
he
it's
wrote himself as like one of the smartest people in his city. Come on.
Well, it's Ben Affleck and Matt Damon who wrote it.
It's called acting, Tyler. He's playing a character. He's not playing himself.
Do you understand what I'm getting at though? Like him and Ben Affleck wrote this movie just to stroke themselves off. Come on. It's
I mean, I guess.
Yes. No.
Except for Ben Affleck is basically playing a brain dead punk. He's like a guy that's never going to leave the construction site.
Yeah. I mean, well, you know what? We'll talk about it next week. How about that?
I guess we shall. You guys got anything else?
I do not.
No.
Okay. No announcements or anything?
Announcements?
Yeah. Tyler, do you have any announcements to make?
Oh, wait. Next week.
Oh, yeah. We got to figure out what we're going to do next week. I'm going to be out of
Why?
town.
No Gab and Chatter.
Yeah.
We
Are
could
you
do
going to be out of town next weekend?
Yes.
We could do a movie review, at least.
We could try something.
Where are you going?
Don't worry about it.
All right.
I don't want to put my business out in the air.
It's a secret.
Okay. Well, yeah. No. Then
Yeah, we'll have to figure it out. Maybe we'll run like a past episode or something, or
Review this early.
do a review. Yeah, do a Good Will Hunting review early, or we'll put it off till next week. I don't know. We'll have to talk amongst ourselves and figure it out.
sounds good.
All right. So other than that, thank you to our cool ass yard duties over on Patreon.
Yardy's nuts.
That is Javier, Heather Sachs, Ryan Corbin, and Chris. And thank you to everyone watching us in the YouTube live, YouTube otherwise, and in podcast land for still sticking with us. I really appreciate it. Until next time. Thank you for joining us as we watch Charade. Follow us later on in the week as we review Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's passion project, or ego project as Tyler calls it, Good Will Hunting, streaming on Max. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/MCFC podcast, and send us an email, mcfcpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, and follow us on Instagram at Middle Class Film Class, and leave us a voicemail, why don't you, at 209-730-6010.
And follow us on Twitter at Podcast MTFC and on TikTok at Middle Class Film Class.
Okay, guys, we'll see you next time.
See ya.
See ya.
Class dismissed.
I gotta get out of here.
The bell doesn't dismiss you. I dismiss you.
You're free to go.
See you next week.
See you later.
See you later. That's a wrap.
Great show.